Hello everybody, welcome to Tuesday. Just a little bit further away from me than normal. Don't really know why, so won't even pretend to know why. Thank you for joining me. Right, so we're going to do some coloured Dylusions ink spraying tonight, which should be quite exciting. So I'm just going to find us on Facebook, so I can hopefully see your comments. So when you arrive, please give me a hi, give me a smiley face, give me a hello. Like I say, emojis are good, comments are better. It helps with all the Facebook algorithm nonsense. Alright, so who have we got? My phone won't go sideways. Hi Malcolm, hi Sue, hi Shaz, hi Alison, hi Gail. Right. Oh, my phone's being weird. Righty-ho. So what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be doing some Dylusions ink spray techniques. So if there's anything you're interested in seeing, anything you don't think I've covered, please, please, please let me know what it is you'd like to see. If, you know, you're wondering, you know, what do they go on? You know, how am I going to use them? The reason I wanted to do this is because I'm having one of those weeks where I'm realising that I've abandoned something. I did a live last week in Crafting Together All Brands with the Dylusions ink sprays. And I was very much, excuse me, I was very much realising they're one of those things that I've just sort of abandoned of late. And that's not good either, is it? Because, you know, the whole point is we want to be using the craft products we have. We want to be making the best of them. And like you guys, you know, I get caught up in the new stuff, and you just can't help it, can you? You get caught up in the new stuff. And I felt like my Dylusions ink sprays had been a little bit abandoned. And then last week I made, in Crafting Together All Brands, this video is on the Be Crafty YouTube channel, so Sam will get you a link for that. Oh, nearly showed you something I shouldn't have done then. So I've made this page, and this was the, here you go, so that was there for where I sandwiched them together, right? But then I cut this one out, and I'm going to finish this one off. But I just had so much fun playing with my ink sprays, and I was like, that's just silly. I should be using them more. Okay. Right. So, do you know what? I've been freezing all day, and now I'm blooming roasting. Right. And I don't know why I've been freezing today, because, you know, the temperature has like skyrocketed compared to what it was. It's like tropical. Right, so because I'm going to be ink spraying, I'm working on my tissue paper. I work on my tissue paper because then it also makes me a nice bright coloured tissue paper for stamping on, putting in my journal and whatever, for collaging, which is great. I've got some watercolour paper stock to be working on. I've got some Ranger tags, and I've also got my journal as well. So we're going to be having a play with some different things, but I've also got some just blank cards too. Okay, so we'll have a play with a lot. But you know, and I've also got my non-stick craft sheet on my thing. Right, so the first thing is the Dylusions ink sprays. Okay, these are absolutely fantastic. I know you've seen me use the white one a lot. This is the only one I haven't abandoned. I have several of these. Now, your ink sprays, you can all store standing up. That's absolutely fine. I do give them a swill before I use them, but you don't need to because there is no sediment. Okay. But if you do insist on swilling them, swill them, don't shake them, because you don't want air bubbles creating a blockage in your nozzle, okay? But these you can store standing up. I keep them on a shelf. I will take you a picture. Your Dylusions white linen, however, that one does have to be stored on its side with like your shimmer sprays, okay? Sonia, you can admit that, my love. It's okay not to own a spray, but all I'm going to say is you should. Pick one you like, honestly, they're ace. So your Dylusion shimmer sprays that come in smaller bottles, they've got the mica in them, so they have a sediment, okay? Exactly like your white linen. Now, they don't want to live stood up. They need to live lay down, okay? The reason being is you don't want your sediment all on the bottom, because if you sit it up and spray it without giving it a good enough shake or whatever, you end up with the sediment sucked up your nozzle, you get a blockage, then you get annoyed. Okay, so you leave them on their side, but again, they have a ball bearing in. Hang on. It's stuck at the minute. But it has a... Oh, there you go. See? So it has a ball bearing in, again, just like your shimmer sprays. I can get them out in a bit if anyone really wants to see the shimmer sprays. That's absolutely fine. Just, you know, just give me a shout. So, yeah, I use this one a lot, because they're absolutely fab. So it's just keep them on its side, just so you can get the best out of your product. And you can see, you know, I use this one a lot. I probably don't look after it the way I should. The nozzle's got all stuff on now, you know. But, you know, I think that's just a testament to how good they are that I pick them up and whatever and just go for it. Okay, so if anybody does want to see the shimmer sprays, give me a shout. We're going to be working on these few colours. Now, I'm just going to go a little bit into colour theory, not too much, because, you know, we want to get inky, don't we? So, colour theory with Diane Reevely, the inventor of Dylusions, is all about avoiding getting the mud, okay, the muddy colour. Now, in terms of your colour wheel, okay, so you have red, yellow, blue, okay, so you have orange, green, purple. Okay, and whatever. So colour theory is all about keeping one side of the colour wheel. Okay, so what that means is to avoid mud, you don't want to have red, all three primary colours, your red, yellow and blue, all on the same thing. Okay, so it's all about, no, oxide sprays don't need to be kept on their side, Gail, and in fairness, Tim is an avid shaker, not a swiller. The only thing with your oxide sprays, if you are going to shake them and not swill them side to side, make sure you put some kitchen towel or something over the top. I did go through this, I think it was last week when I was talking about the new Kitsch Flamingo, so you can check it out there. Alright? However, the only one I find that I have to be really careful with are the purples, okay? So, your funky fuchsia, you know, that's what I like to... Your funky fuchsia and your crushed grape, they are danger zone colours. Purple seems to bring out the browns. It really does. So if I am using purple, I will try and stick to blues and that and whatever. But in all honesty, unless you're absolutely flooding your project with colour, you should be okay. Alright, so try not to worry too much. So for example, I'm just going to use this tag to start with. And although I've got my tissue down, I'm actually going to put some more watercolour down. Because you do get cast off. So if you are wary about cast off or you work in a small space, I would say maybe spray in a box or something like that. Me, it's just, I just accept it, to be honest. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do, so this cardstock is the same that's in your Dylusions journals. It's really, really good cardstock, and it's really good with the ink sprays. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, except I've put it somewhere, oh, it's right next to me, is give this a little mist with water. Okay, and this is going to help the inks move. Alright, so we'll just take two for now actually. We're going to go in with our Blue Lagoon and our Lemon Zest. Okay, and if you look at that, you get some absolutely beautiful colours. Now there's two things you can do here. Okay, you can take, for example, another tag, another piece of cardstock, and then blot it. And that sort of gives you another piece to start with. But you can also, of course, heat it with your heat tool. Okay? So, I've tried to be really good and start packing up my bag for Cheeky Chanda next week. So that's why I haven't got my black heat tool, I've got my white one. Right. So you can see. So this is, if say for example, you like really inky blended backgrounds, but you're like, I just can't get it to do what I want it to do. You know, I can't get it to move the way I want it to move. I always have lines. It always looks rubbish. You know what I mean? Ink sprays are a fantastic way to do that easily, right? Because, right, let's get another one here. Right, so we'll go with, in this one, we'll go with our bubblegum pink. Right, I will say there are 36 absolutely fantastic colours, okay? So, and you can't go wrong. So I'm going to preempt the which colours should I start with question. Go with the colours you like. That's why I only briefly touch on the colour wheel. There is a Dylusions shimmer spray tutorial live that was done on the YouTube channel where I go into colour theory a bit more. So if you wanted to do more on colour theory, you can find that on the Crafty YouTube channel. Right, so again, I'm just going to mix with some water. And this time I'm going to go in with some bubblegum pink. Check that out. Okay, shall we just do some bubblegum pink? Right, so I'm just going to do some bubblegum pink. So you've got this fantastic spray effect here, which is absolutely ace. Okay, so this one we won't blot. We'll just go in with our heat tool. Okay. So again, if you want coverage, fantastic, awesome coverage, you can just go in with your bubblegum pink. And like I say, I know a lot of you guys have got these ones. What happens if you don't spray it with water first? It just doesn't run as much, Alison. Honestly, that is it. It just doesn't run as much. So if you are worried about getting mud, or you've been getting mud a bit, don't spray it. It just makes the ink move more. Okay? But that's the cool thing. I have to say, for example, and this isn't a derogatory thing, it's just an absolute fact. My gloss sprays, I find as I use them, you can almost watch them going down because you're using them. My Dylusions ink sprays, I don't know, they just seem to last a lot longer. Right, so let me just flip that over. So that is just the bubblegum pink. Alright? So like I say, if you are struggling with your blending, you know, getting the effects you want on the cardstock and whatever, sprays are a fantastic way to do that really, really quickly. I'm not going to say it's a clean job, boys and girls, but you know, it's a great way to do it really, really, really quickly. So you can see, it's just absolutely stunning. Right. So what we'll do, Alison, is on this one, we won't. So you remember how quick it sort of ran into each other? So on this one, but I will say, look at the cast off there. You've got a bit of pink on there from where it was over here. Like I say, you do get the cast off. So if you don't want that, make sure you do it in a box. Right. So this one, we won't spray any water on. Okay. Right. So you see that ink? It's just almost staying where I put it. Oh, I need to go in with a bit more lemon zest back in there, I reckon. Right. And you can see those two inks, they're blending together. You're getting these bleeding effects. You're getting all these sort of bits. How cool is that? Really, really awesome. Okay. I have to say, the bubblegum pink, Gail, fantastic. So, you know, you can see all these blendy bits. They're all coming together, which is fantastic. So again, you can force that dry with a heat tool. You can take a print on some other cardstock if you want. You can roll it with a kitchen towel, which is really, really awesome. You know, there's a lot you can do. So let's just get that dry. And this is one of the fantastic things about Facebook. We're definitely still here. Facebook Lives, right? Look at that. That is stunning. I'm so glad I did that, Alison. Right? Yeah, so the YouTube channel's there. So on there, like I say, I have done one that's on the shimmer sprays, which has a bit more involved colour theory if you are looking into that. Steve-O, honestly, stop with the purple, okay? I like purple a lot. I had it at my wedding, okay? In purple, you know, you do have to be really careful with the orange. You can make mud, because then that's the 3 primary colours, okay? So, yeah, if you look at this lovely swirly effect, it's almost like a flamey sort of, you know, it's absolutely stunning. Really, really beautiful. Right, so, and plus we're making our cardstock here. So you can see, those are the 3 tags we've done so far. So you see how quick, how easy it is to get lovely colour, lovely blending, okay? And it's really, really easy, and that's what we want. We want our crafting to be stress-free. We want it to be fun. We don't want to get stressed out by our crafting. It's got to be fun and awesome. So these are the ones you've got here. Now, also, with your Dylusion spray ink, they're also water reactive. They're water reactive too. But what's cool about them, I think, so for example, with Distress, for example, if you put water with it and it reacts, it's then reactive, okay? And it's reacted with the water, and that's pretty much this. So, but for example, this one, we'll go with this one because this is just one colour, with your bubblegum pink, okay? So you saw we put water on that to start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spritz that again through my Inkable Big One with some water, okay? I'm going to lift that off. I should have kitchen roll for this. I normally have kitchen roll, but here we go. I'm going to get another piece of my watercolour paper stock. I won't say cardstock because it's not. Okay. And you can see that's still reactive with the water. And as we dry that, you can see you have your template come out. So that's another possibility with them, which is absolutely fantastic. You know, you've got your water still on here. So you can take that and put the reverse onto this one. You do get a lot of mileage out of your inks because you can, you know, you dab them off. You dab off the tools you're using, the templates you're using, onto other cardstock and paper stock. Okay, so look, you can see how that's drying. See? It's coming out more and more every single second. And then you've got, I'm just checking you can see that actually on there. So you've got those, right? Another thing I love to do with my Dylusions ink sprays, and you'll have seen me do this one with the white one, is the the droplets. Okay, so you can take, and I do this with a lot of my inks as well. So for example, we've got our fiery one here with our little bit of a big one. Okay, and then you just unscrew it. You can put some more paint drops on that way. Ink drops. This is ink. I shouldn't say paint. And that's the problem. I've been using that much paint, I've forgotten how to use ink. Or say, don't laugh, but I didn't realise you can do all this with them. I'm absolutely not laughing, Gail. This is exactly why I'm here. You know, because I know you guys. I know that we sit here and you know, one week I'll say, this is fantastic and it's brilliant. And then next week I'll have something else new in and I'll get all excited and go, this is really, really cool. And then I'll forget to go back to the other thing. But this is just to show that I do go back because they are good. And the fantastic thing about your Dylusions ink sprays, they don't eat anything, you know. They don't go bad, your Dylusions ink sprays. So if you have had them for, what did you say, 18 months or whatever, go and pick them up tonight, tomorrow, and have a bit of a play. And they will be just as good as that day. Okay? So you can see, and obviously this will all translate to card layers and journal pages. I'll just do them on tags because then it's really easy, for example, to put 3 different sorts in, which is absolutely ace. So you've got those possibilities with them, okay, which is absolutely wonderful. And this is what I tried to do on Tuesday's Gale. You're absolutely right. I tried to take us back to what we're having a play with. That's why it's Try It Out Tuesday. We're having a play. Sometimes, you know, you've seen my ones where it's like, no, I'm going to make 3 note-lit cards and it's great. But what I also like to do is really sort of properly focus on a product for a little bit. So you know, so if you've got questions, I'm still playing with the same product. So it's not like come back and forth. Jeanette Kirby, learned so much already. Fantastic. That's brilliant. Well, if you've got any questions at all, Jeanette, you throw them out there. Okay? This is exactly like school. When your mum told you when you were at school, or your dad, or whoever sent you off to school in the morning, used to say to you, if you've got any questions, make sure you ask up, because you're not going to be the only one that's wondering. And that's true. Oh, yes. Sam and I have put some stuff on the website today in terms of misters. Now, we have some lovely new misters that aren't melted and discoloured and awful. Yours will come and they'll be pretty and clean and, you know, clear. I may have to treat myself to a new one. But we've also got the mini misters back in as well. So, you want to play now? Absolutely, I totally understand. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to have a little bit of silly fun, okay? Because I absolutely love a bit of silly fun. So we're going to put these to the side a second. And we're going to get my... So this, I use this as a palette. I use it as something to spray on, to heat on. It's a non-stick craft sheet that is stuck on a clipboard, an old clipboard that I bought at a boot sale. And I keep it on there, and I don't know what, it keeps it nice and flat so I can get it out and I can spray on it and heat in it without worried about damaging my blending mat. So that's why. But what we're going to do tonight is we're going to use Tesco, and you can see how old this is, because I don't think they do like the value stuff anymore, do they? But that's alright. Doesn't matter. So I'm going to give it a shake. So cheap shaving foam. It has to be shaving foam. Gel won't do it. Cheap shaving foam. Alright. So we're going to take this on here. This is something I've done loads of times, and I will say, FYI, if you're ever on Hochanda with Janice Phillips, don't use this shaving foam. She has some sort of weird reaction, starts sneezing and has to leave the studio, and you have to finish your technique really, really quick because you're without a presenter. So that's fun. Right, so we're going to put some shaving foam down here. Not a lot, because I'm not going to do a massive sheet, just a little bit. Ace. Right. And then I'm going to get my... I know I tell you this every week, but I really need to sort out my desk. I'm having like that. Do you remember about 6 months ago where stuff used to cascade onto me all the time? Yeah, we're back at that stage. So I'm just going to go over here with my Super Skinny Slim, because I want one that's about as big as my card. So we're going to go up it down here a little. La 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 la. So, I needed more blocks out than I've got. Right. So here we go. Now, from here, so much fun. You're going to take your Dylusion spray. I'm going to spray this onto, and we're going to use all 3 colours this time. Okay. Jackie! Happy Pancake Day. Did everybody have pancakes? I had pancakes. Right. So now, as that is, right, because this will actually keep all your colours separate. If you want to take a print off this right now, you could do it, okay? And you could take a print off it. But what we're going to do is we're going to use the end of a paintbrush. And we're going to swirl. And then, so again, you could leave it like that, but I'm then going to swirl this way. Then I'm going to go again this way. So you see how your ink is, right? So then I'm going to take, I'm just going to take this piece of watercolour card paper. I'm going to tap this in, tap, 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 and then peel it off. Okay, and then you take your super skinny or a long plastic ruler, and if that's not a cool printed background, I actually don't know what is. Yes, you could definitely put a stencil on top. We will come back to stencils in a minute, right? So check that out. Absolutely ace. And if you've got bits that are missing and you want to dunk it again, you totally can. Okay? It's absolutely beautiful. But what we're going to do is we're not going to stop there. We're going to take another one. See, that one's a bit paler, a little bit lighter, but you've still got that sort of marbling effect. Yeah, awesome. Right, but here is a really awesome thing. Let me just move this to the side. I have to say that Tesco stuff is really potent. So, oh no, it's okay. Right, so here is my foam that I scraped off before. I just put it to the side. Right, with the foam I've just scraped off. And I need a template. Here we go. So I'm going to use my Inkables big one. This is the Fern Flourish. Right, so I'm going to put this on the template. I'm going to scrape that up. Scrape it back down. Peel it off. Whee! Yeah, it's definitely got to be washed now. I need an assistant. Oh, just put that over there. As you can see, there is loads more foam on here. If you wanted to do this a few times, you totally can. But all I will say is, it's only a few sprays. Cheapy foam. You know, it's not like you've wasted a lot, and we've already got, what, 1, 2, 3 prints off it. Okay, I'm really sorry, my Facebook has just logged me out again, which is why I have stopped videoing on my phone. Right. Here we go. Sorry, it's just so I can see your comments. So I'll leave that for a second. Be Crafty is live. Let's look at that. Right. So that's through the template with what was left. So you can see it's done it a bit harder here. I've done, always annoying when it doesn't work the way it was supposed to. It did down there. See, it did down there. Right, I'm going to do it again. Bum 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 bum. So I'm going to take my foam back. I'm going to put some more on. I'm going to do it this way because I felt like that way just totally let me down. And it's so much fun and you just can't get enough of it. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my template down on here this time. Where's that bit? You can do it both ways. That way just didn't work for me tonight. You know what it's like. Again, this isn't going to work now either. You know when you think you might have peaked too early? Oh, it has a bit though. Oh, it has a bit though. Right. Because that's now freshly sprayed, I'm going to take another template. What else have I got out? Oh, these circles. Put that bit of foam straight on top of there. I have to say, my room now smells lovely. Well, it kind of smells like someone's been going mad with the Lynx effect. Right. Ooh, yay! Then you've got your spots. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's so good. Right. So, the point is, okay, you've got, oh, did I go over my pale print? I did, didn't I? My point is, you can use your templates, you can use your spray inks. How do I get rid of all that? Wash it away. It's shaving foam, Katie. It's a water-based ink with shaving foam. Just wash it away. I mean, on my collage paper, it will just be left to dry. Right. Well, that was fun. Right, so another thing you can do with your spray ink is tint your texture paste in grit paste. Okay, so obviously now I've used my palette for something else. Hang on, I'm just wondering if that, because obviously you could spray. Right, now I've completely lost track, and I've completely lost all, but there's still ink on this foam and I don't want to. And this is my concern about, you know, getting into my jelly printing. This is what I'm like when it's shaving foam. What am I going to be like when it's a jelly print? Oh, my template's still in there. Thought I'd taken it out. See, wouldn't that have been a waste of ink for me not to do that? Wouldn't it? And we don't want that. We don't want that. It's tissue paper, Kim. It's tissue paper. So that is lovely. And in fairness, you combine it with the texture you can get on watercolour paper. So for example, if you were to use something like the Tim Holtz wood grain, I think, and then use this sort of technique, you know, on the wood grain, that would look absolutely stunning, you know, because with a bit of a textured paper stock as well, I mean, that is just lovely. I almost like these second prints, you know, these second and third and whatever prints, more than, you know, oh hello, more than the first one, almost, but they're so cool. Obviously that one's got little sections of the template showing up, and I love that one, and it smells nice, you know. And I'm not saying all your craft has to smell nice, but you know, it makes a nice change, doesn't it? Right, on to the next. So these tags here. Okay, we could then decide to add some texture paste to it. So if I've got my Tim Holtz Distress Grit Paste here in the opaque. Now, in all honesty, the grit paste, when it first came in, I was like, well, surely it's just a texture paste. You know, it's nothing that expensive. You know, nothing that exciting, sorry. But it is really, really cool, and I'll show you why in a minute. Morrison's Cheap Shaving Foam, about 40p for a large can. Boom. There you go. Right, so I just need something, because now my thingy's all covered in shaving foam. So, you know, it's alright. I've got another piece here. Right. So, your grit paste is, see these ends folding up? That is exactly why I stick mine to a board. So your grit paste is not like other texture paste. It's light. It's not dense. It's easy to work with. You can just scoop it up, spoon it out. So you don't feel like you have to dig into it or you have to work hard with it. You know, it's just lovely and easy. Now I've got the opaque, so it's really a really good white to put on, but there is a translucent as well. So it's whatever you think. But so we'll take our Blue Lagoon and we're going to spray that into our grit paste. And look, now we've got this gorgeous Blue Lagoon grit paste. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a little bit lighter than the Blue Lagoon, obviously, because it's mixing with the white. Okay, so it's really light, really light, and it's just about, it's all about just making things easy for you. And I do think the grit paste is easy because it's light and it's just fabulous. Right, so if we take, okay, so this is where Billy comes along and shouts at me if he's here. Look at the state of that template. See, for me, Dad, if you are new to us here at Be Crafty, Dad, Billy, he cuts all of our Mylar templates and all of our MDF. And he gets very, very upset when I take dirty templates either onto Hachanda on the TV or on or when I do lives and things like that. But for me, I say to him, I think it's a testament of how good the templates are, that even when they get the amount of abuse that I give to them, that they still give out a nice, you know, image. So that's my defence, and I'm sticking with it. All right, it's so fluffy I could die. Love that film, Shireen. It's so good. It's so good. It's like Kung Fu Panda good. Actually, I'm going to go with this side because I want these numbers across the top. So I'm going to take, it is such a good colour. Right, so you're not going to work it in, you're just going to scrape it. Scrape it. And lift it off. And then, that means you've got that fantastic blue over the top of your pink. It's so good. And then I'm going to take this A and this 2 because I absolutely love it. And I think because it's so light, you know, you can give it sort of like a spiky texture if you want. It doesn't have to be smooth. And again, I just think that makes it really, really easy to work with. Got some shaving foam on there, which is just beautiful, you know. And like I say, it's all about being easy to work with, having fun with our. I have to say, you know, looking at that board now, you go, crikey, she's had a fun evening, wouldn't she? And yes, I have. Right, so it's, and this is what we want. So does anybody have any questions so far? Anything they want me to go over again? Or whatever? Are we doing all right? Okay, did anybody want me to quickly do a quick look at these shimmer sprays, or are you okay? But again, this is the cool thing, Marcia. What I like about the Dylusions ink sprays is because it's so effortless, okay? Because it's so effortless to get the finish, to get... Sorry, I'm just trying to find something so I can use up the rest of that grit paste. To get the blend, you know, that you want and what have you. Because it's easy, I think it means you can easily try other colour combos. You know, you can get your journal out. Do a lot of things. So, because your Dylusions journal has got 60 plus pages in it. So you can put lots of different inks in, try them out. That didn't work, rip the page out, die cut out of it, you know, without having to worry too much about anything else. Right, so... sort of, then you've got the leafy sort of effect coming through. Love it. They're totally going in Medina journal, those ones. Yeah, so it is all about just making these fun. Okay, you need some circles on that tag with your grit paste. I'm good. Cheers. Right, sorry, just doing a quick catch up. Can you put foam over a coloured tag to achieve a different effect? It's one of those. Because this is a dye ink, okay, it's a dye ink, so you need to be working on a light colour to see the lightness of it, if you see what I mean. So for example, there would be absolutely 0 point, none at all, wouldn't bother, be a waste. Don't put, for example, these on a black tag. They're not going to show up, okay? However, if you had a green tag and you wanted to put pink on it, that would show up. It's kind of like using your original distress colours. You have to work from light to dark. You can't go the other way. And you have to stay, you know, working on something light and then build up from there. Okay, so for example, this is a green tag here. So if I wanted to, I could go and put some pink on it. But it might come out slightly orangey as it reactivates the green underneath. Same with the pink. I could put a blue on it. But I couldn't, for example, do one of the darker greens, for example, the polished jade. The polished jade is a very deep, rich green. You couldn't then do that and put a yellow on it and expect to see it, because you're not going to. Jenny! Can I call on the phone? Absolutely, Jenny. Best thing to do is, because Sam and I are mainly working from home in terms of making videos and all this sort of thing at the minute, and working on new product. If you do want to call to order or anything like that, what you can do is you can send us a message. You can either send us an email on shop@becrafty.net, or you can send us a message through the Be Crafty Facebook page, which is where you currently are, so you should be fine. And what you can do is you can leave your number. Is that out of focus? Okay, you can leave your number and the best time to call you, and Sam will give you a bell. Okay, Sam gives you a bell because Sam's really, really good on the phone. I'm rubbish on the phone. I'm awful on the phone, believe it or not. I'm better at emails. Oh, there you go. Sammy's just said exactly the same thing. It's almost like we agree. Right, so let me put those to the side, and we're going to get some shimmer sprays. Right, so going on from what I said, like I said, I stand all my Dylusion sprays live in a rack on the wall. Okay, all my Dylusion sprays, sorry, all my shimmer sprays live in a box so that they can live lying down. And so this is a really good time to show you, because I haven't had time to warm them up or anything like this. So if we look, you can see all the mica sediment lying on the side of this fresh lime shimmer spray, okay, which means it won't get sucked up the tube, which is there. All right, same with our Calypso teal, whatever. So you can see I haven't shaken up any of these. Right, so what we're going to do is I'll get, this one's beautiful, it comes out really, really gold. So I'm going to get that, and I'll get a Calypso teal. Alrighty. Let me just put the rest up there for a second. So you get these out, right? And you swill. You're just going to swill them up. Because what we want is we want to mix the mica, okay? We're doing the... Sam loves the phone. In fairness, she did used to teach people how to use it. So we're going to mix the mica and we're going to swirl these, because what we don't want either, we don't want to create a load of bubbles, which then again risk getting sucked up your nozzle. So you don't want that. So for example, you can't hear the ball bearing in that one. Now with your shimmer sprays, every time you pick them up, so for example, if I was to do, but you can see it dissolves really quickly. Look, that's gone out of that gap. And this is nearly gone as well. You can see. So, yeah, Caroline, honestly, I'm just rubbish on the phone. Yeah, Sam was the reason they invented 3 minutes. She loves talking on the phone. If you want, honestly, and this is why Sam says on her Chit Chat Fridays, if you're feeling by yourself at the minute, you're feeling, do you know what, I actually need to talk to somebody. I'm loving all these lives and stuff they're doing on Facebook and whatever, but I actually need to physically have a conversation with someone. Send Sam a message. She'll give you a bell. She friggin' loves talking on the phone. Loves it. Favourite thing. Oh yeah, Carol, I'm happy to text. If you need someone to text or message, I am your woman. Loves it. Text, email, messenger, it's all good. But yeah, I have to say, Sam's very good on Messenger as well, if you want to message her. But, see, Casey, that's me. I like to talk. Oh, they give you an answer machine and you can't come. Oh, bless you. Right, so here we go. Yeah, so you can see that's all sort of landed. Now, the nice thing is, if you do have some shimmer sprays at home, already, some Dylusions ink sprays, sorry, and you're thinking, do you know what, I might get me a little shimmer spray. Might treat myself to a little shimmer spray. They're not expensive, and they're not, because they're smaller, so they're cheaper. You know, I might treat myself to a wee shimmer spray. You can, and you can mix them with your other ones. Okay, so if we take, you know, say you're just a fan of your blues. Abby's a fan of blues. It's her favourite colour, right? So if we then take our blues, I actually did like the effects I was getting with my sheet of watercolour underneath. Where did I put it? Here we go. Right, so if I'll move it along. This is going to make a fantastic backing paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my Blue Lagoon, okay? So just for Alison, I haven't done water either. No, I've changed my mind. I'm going to go in with me fresh lime. Right, and then we're going to go in with our fresh lime. Do you know what, I'm actually going to... And you can see that shimmer. I don't know if you can actually. I'm going to hold it up for you in a second. I am going to do a double print of this one. Oh yeah, with your Dylusion sprays, my loves, if you don't like dirty hands, wear gloves. I'll just accept it. Look at that, look at that. I'm going to grab my heat tool. There we go, I'm going to tip that one and just force that down there so I can get a run, because I love that look. I don't know if you can see the mica swirling in that droplet. But if you take a double print, obviously that does share the mica out, so it's not quite as strong as if you just leave it to dry. But if you get like this sort of droplet that I'm working with here, you'll see how much pearly mica is there. Look, you can see it. Look at that. Look at that gold. It's absolutely beautiful. Come on, run, 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 run. Alright, so did you see it? It's so good, isn't it? Exactly. There is so much mica in those little bottles. They're so awesome. But you can see you've also got it on that one as well. Look at me trying to do the telly twinkle. Alright. So bear in mind, this is only it at half power. Okay? Because I put it on 2. When we get some kind of normality, can I come down to yours and have a big play? Totally. Big crafty party, I reckon. Alright. But you can, so this is with your Dylusions ink spray and then a shimmer spray. Alright? So it's not, so they do all work together. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our fiery tag with some dots. Okay, and I'm going to put this over the top. And I'm going to get me another colour. After all that, oh, I think I'm going to go for a Tangerine Dream. Tangerine Dream Shimmer. You know, that's one of those, I think. Again, this is something. There we go. So with, you can see a stork. You better not. That's all I'm going to say. But you know, I mean, that is just fab. Absolutely fantastic. So, you know, make sure that you're having a play, getting up. I mean, we all want to be productive and we all want to feel like we've made something. Oh, there we go. There's that ball bearing. That we need / want / use. But, you know, have fun. Grab your products out. Have a go. Mess in your journal. Right, here we go. So I'm just going to have a bit of a... See, that's going on a bit of a line. I think that's because my nozzle might have a little bit of a blockage. Oh well. Never mind. Right, so I'm going to lift this up. So here's the thing with your Dylusions ink sprays, because obviously you can do this with your regular ink sprays. What I would do from here, because that template has got a load of ink on it, right, I'll find a page in my journal, so you can see I've done this before. Alright, I'll find a page in my journal and then I'll just slot that in, close the journal. I'll probably forget about that template, right? But when I come back, it means I've got a page already started. Alright? And this is why a lot of the times when you guys say to me, oh, how did you start that page? I haven't got a clue. Not a Scooby, because I started it cleaning off a template. Right, so let's bring that one back in and grab my heat tool. So this one I'm not going to do a second printing of. How do I keep the nozzle clean with the mica? I just wipe it off with my microfiber, which is currently known as my Mingin microfiber. That's one of those things. I had 6, I now have 1, and it's absolutely disgusted. It needs washed. But all my foams and towels and everything will be going in the wash this week, because it's Chanda next week. Right. So this tag has been quite the build up of layers, hasn't it? Because this is one of the ones we did right at the beginning. Okay, and we've used ink sprays, we've done water ghosting, now we're using the shimmer spray. So there's, you know, there's quite a lot gone into it. So that is just all kinds of wicked. Because that one, with your Tangerine Dream, I think it has almost like a coppery feel. Whereas with your Fresh Lime, it's sort of like a gold. This is more of a copper. So it's just, you know, you can use it combined. So I'm not saying if you've got ink sprays or go and buy all the shimmer sprays. Not at all. What I am saying is, if you're thinking you know, want to get yourself a couple of ink sprays, which why wouldn't you? Maybe treat yourself to a shimmer at the same time, because they's luscious. Is it new stuff on Selly Telly next week? It is some new stuff, some not new stuff. There you go. But there's definitely new stuff involved, like Sammy says. Absolutely. Right. So one more thing, and then I'm away. Right, I'm going to go just in here, and I'm going to grab me a Sky Terrace. Okay. So these were stamped and cut out of non-eco-line friendly card. Okay, I've tried to colour them with eco-lines. It doesn't work. The eco-lines don't like the card. Right? So, what I can do, again, I would normally do this on my big palette, but it's still got shaving foam all over it. And I now have a paintbrush in my mouth. Here we go. So I'm going to use this non-stick craft sheet. It is now filthy gold. Can you believe I've got another live tomorrow? Yeah, that's going to go well. Right. So what you can do is, you can do this with your shimmer or your... Take some water. And we're going to paint this on. Like I say, this is on very non-eco-line friendly cardstock, so I can't do my eco lines on it. So what it does mean is I can just paint on with my Dylusion sprays. See how absorbent it is. That's why it's rubbish for eco lines, because there's no time to blend anything. But obviously we don't want to throw it away because it's stamped up and cut out and ready to go. So we want to use it. Do you know what? I'm just going to spray that with quite a bit more water rather than constantly dunking. See how quick that's absorbing in? Nightmare. And then you can just paint with it. I always do Sky Terrace blue, don't I? Always, always. Sky Terrace is the one that Anne and Mum frequently turn into a bungalow. They cut this level off and bring the roof down and turn it into a little bungalow. Okay, so that is just another way. Okay, can you do the shaving foam technique with the shimmer sprays? Absolutely. Now you are going to lose some of the shimmer in the transfer, is all I would say. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to get the same amount of shimmer as you would, because you're going to lose some of it in the foam. So to be honest, I would have a go, but I would probably use the Dylusion sprays more and then add some shimmer spray over the top. But yeah, you definitely can. You just won't get the same level of shimmer as doing them directly, that's all. One thing's for sure. When you get them home, they're yours. You can pretty much do whatever you want with it. And I think that's the thing. With your crafting stuff, okay, you can do whatever you want with it. Yes, sometimes it will work really well. Sometimes it won't necessarily give you the finish you want, but it's still something quite funky and usable. So it's just a case of working it out. But I totally understand. If there's anything you do think with your stamps... I love Sky Terrace, it's so cool. With your stamps, with your mediums, with your sprays, with all that sort of thing. If there's anything you would like to try, but you're like, do you know what, I really don't want to wreck my stuff. Do you know what I mean? I I just don't want to wreck my stuff. Then let us know. We'll do it. That's totally cool. We don't mind. Have I used the oxide sprays with foam? No, I haven't, to be honest. It is a technique I generally reserve for my dilution sprays because I like the vividness. I know, totally easy for me to say, wasn't it? So, look at that. Wee, that's so bright. I mean, that's yellow. Right, so, very quick recap. Okay. So, shall I get some white card to go on? So that you can see. Oh, that ain't going to do it. Right, so this evening, if you tuned in late, okay, we have done, see, we've developed now. We've done Dylusion ink sprays, one colour. We've done Dylusions ink sprays, 2 colours. We've done Dylusions ink sprays and ghosting techniques. I don't know if you can still see that template under there. I can from here, but I just don't know if the bright light is. We've used shimmer sprays. That is a double print, so that's only 1 spray with 2 tags over the top. We have used shaving foam techniques with our Dylusion sprays. And we have also painted a house. One of the doodle art houses as well. So it's a cruddy word, and I do apologise for using it because I despise the overuse of the word versatile. But it's one of the things that's so important to us, okay? Well, me, Sam, you know, you guys, I would imagine. Versatility is important in your crafting because you want your products to do the work. You want them to... Oh, see, I've lost my spikes because I put a tag on top. You want to be able to do a lot with them. You want to know, for example, your Dylusions ink sprays. You want to know if you put them on a shelf that you can use them. No, I didn't, Steve-O, and I won't. Every time you mention it, I won't use them. So it's all about being able to do lots with them. Is being able to get your money's worth, effectively. And like Gail was saying, you know, she's seen it and probably hasn't touched them for 18 months. But the wicked thing is you can then pick them up, have a play, do some things with them, and you're away. And that's what's so beautiful about them. So if you do struggle with coverage, getting the blend you want, getting those lovely, beautiful blended backgrounds, not joking, Steve-O, those beautiful blended backgrounds, okay, you can do that really quickly and easily with your Dylusions ink sprays. Alright. Okay. So, yeah, make sure you use something out of your stash this week. It wants to be loved, I absolutely promise. If there's anything you need any help with at all, I was so going to get to the Dina Wakley collage papers tonight and I just didn't. So if there's anything in particular you want us to see, or if there's anything particular you need help with, please get in touch. I am live tomorrow in Crafting Together All Brands, and Janie will be here on Thursday evening doing something fabulous. I wonder, she's probably going to be doing part 2 of her journal. If you have been wondering how to start your journal, last week Janie did a fantastic live where she had sectioned off a double layout in her journal using 4 different ways to start, okay? So this week I'm hoping she's going to be doing part 2 that shows us how to move on to the next stage. And Sammy will be here on Friday with a chit chat around about 2:30, 3 o'clock Friday afternoon. Sam will be here and she'll be having a lovely little chit chat. So if you want to join in, please do that. It would be absolutely excellent. But make sure you know what you're having for tea because she absolutely loves to ask. Thank you for joining me, guys. Check out the website and please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And don't forget the blog where the DT are showing all their fabby stuff. And there is a new challenge that Sally set up in the group too. So thank you, guys. Bye.